Okay, so there's a challenge here for, well, it says Andy, but for anyone really, to do dramatic readings of some silly legal case names.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If anyone is feeling up for that,
We could go around the room with that.
Yeah, that sounds
we
like
could.
Yeah.
Once, if engineering could get that list up for us, we'll have a look at those. Oh, do we just want to go down the line?
Sure.
I'll
let's
kick
do
us
it.
off. The United States v. 43 gallons of whiskey.
The United States versus one book called Ulysses.
United States versus one solid gold object in form of a rooster.
United States versus 40 barrels and 20 kegs of Coca-Cola.
RMS Titanic Incorporated versus the wrecked and abandoned vessel, RMS Titanic.
Nebraska v. 1972 two-door sedan Rambler, bracket Gremlin, and bracket.
South Dakota versus 15 impounded cats.
United States versus approximately 64,695 pounds of shark fins.
United States versus 11 1/4 dozen packages of articles labeled in part Mrs. Moffat's shoe fly powders for drunkenness.
United States versus 450, open bracket, numeral 450, close bracket, ancient cuneiform tablets.
United States versus one lucite ball containing lunar material, bracket, one moon rock, bracket, and one 10-inch by 14-inch wooden plaque.
And finally, United States versus article consisting of 50,000 cardboard boxes, more or less, each containing one pair of clacker balls.
Every single one of those was a banger.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, the law has arrived.
Oh, no.
All right, Dan, explain this. What's happening?
So, in the United States, one thing the government is allowed to do is what we call a civil forfeiture, which means that if the government believes that a thing, doesn't matter what it is, cuneiform tablets, lucite balls, shark fins, is somehow connected to a crime, the government is allowed to, in essence, sue the object to basically say, you're involved in the crime, I hereby sue you so I can then take possession of you and do with this object what I wish. Usually it's to then sell it to make money or to destroy it. Except for the RMS Titanic one. I believe that was the company suing over who owns the wreck. I believe that's what that was.
So are you telling me that articles labeled in part Mrs. Moffat's shoe fly powder for drunkenness may not have been used in business that was totally above board?
Most likely.
My God, what is the world coming to? I heard Mrs. Moffat was an upstanding person.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mrs. Moffat may be an upstanding person, but the shoe fly powder, well, you know, that was probably suspicious.